It's the daily. Uh, it's the daily go get mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We're talking about being in love with your ex tonight. So, I actually meant to do this topic yesterday, but I thought of the other topic on the fly. I don't know if it was on my mind. I don't know if it was in the back of my mind. I don't know exactly what the situation was, but it was Let's Get Real About Relationships Thursday. So I really should have done this show last night, but it ain't over. It ain't over. Flashback Friday. Thank God it's Friday. The day after, the aftermath of Thanksgiving, people going back home. People have dispersed. No more spending the night. Your stomach got to go down. Bathroom activity is on tilt. People still eating. It's all that kind of good stuff. And I hope y'all had a really good Thanksgiving yesterday. Tonight on the Daily Go Getimism show, we are talking about still being in love with your ex. When you're with somebody and you're still in love with your ex, or you're with somebody who is still in love with their ex. Now, I was thinking about this situation because this situation is a lot more prevalent than a lot of people give credit to. Normally, you would think that a person who is getting involved with somebody, whether they're dating, whether they are getting serious, whether they are starting to really, really become exclusive with each other, going steady, whatever you might call it, you would think that both of their slates are 100% clear or clean, white, 100% clean. But when you think about the realism of the realism of the situation will tell you that, listen, if you were with somebody for a long time and you had strong feelings for them, it's not realistic for most people who have been involved in a situation like that where you have probably fought to stay together at times in your relationship, broke up, got back together, fought to stay together, maybe even had children with each other. Really, really went through thick and thin, hell and back for each other. I don't think that it's realistic to think that somebody could totally wipe that those types of feelings and that type of memory and history from their heart. Now, I know that a lot of us, we'll say things like, an X is an X for a reason. Yes, and an X is an X for a reason. But an X isn't always an X for the reasons that we think that they're an X. And everybody doesn't handle that situation the same. Now, I don't know what's going on here with my allergies. And I hope it's just allergies because I was good all day. But there is a bug going on out here, and I hope it didn't get me because it got me a week or two ago. And gotta get it together. You gotta get it together, baby. Anyway, like I was saying, an X is an X, but an X isn't always an X for the same reasons as everybody has. So, thinking that you're not going to ever feel anything for somebody that you've been seriously involved with, especially if you marry somebody. If you marry somebody, you're going to have feelings for them. If you had children with somebody, you still want to harbor feelings for them. And as far as I'm concerned, that's still love. And you may not look at it as being in love, but you may not look at it as being in love with them still for you. And just because you're still in love with somebody doesn't mean that you cannot move on from that involvement with that person. Sometimes many people come to the conclusion that even though I love that man or that woman, I realize that we are not good together and I need something that's good for me. Although I may still love them and hope the best for them, I realize that it's not possible for me and that person to have a healthy relationship with each other. We've tried. We were even successful at certain times in our relationship, but all of that's gone. It's not the same anymore, and it's time for us to move on. Some people are able to do that successfully, and they realize it. You know, some of us have grown up. Some of us have just realized that, you know, hey, you can't have everything just because you like it or because you want it. And every life ain't worth saving. I know we're supposed to say that every life is worth saving. Some ain't. Some ain't. And we all have an expiration date. All things have an expiration date. But if you were dealing with somebody that you knew still had strong, loving feelings for their ex, how would you proceed forward? How would you handle that situation? Because a lot of people would feel some kind of way about it and be like, well, you know, if you still in love with them, there's no way that things are going to work out between us. I don't know. With me, I wouldn't look at it that way. I wouldn't look at it that way. And I'm pretty sure I have been in those situations before. But you would kind of have to know who and what you're dealing with if you were to enter a situation like that. Now, if somebody that you're dealing with is really just looking for a placeholder while they try to get back with their ex, or if they're going to try to use you in order to make their ex jealous or see what they're missing or whatever, that's when we would really have a problem. Other than that, for me, I think that if it was a situation where I knew that a woman that I was dealing with still had strong feelings for her baby mom, for her baby dad or something like that, I would have to have a talk. Like, well, listen, first of all, let's decide what me and you are doing, because let me be sure of what my role is here. Like, do I like you enough? Do I like you enough to try to move forward with you? Do you like me enough to try to move forward with me? You know, first of all, we should be on the same page, because if that's not the situation in the beginning, if we just messing around, if we just a good time, if it's just a physical thing, then we don't even have to have a conversation. You can be in love with your ex all you want. But if it's a situation that we are looking to go forward with, and I want you to myself and you want me to yourself, that's when we need to decide how much. Well, let's just say we need to keep the lines of communication open as far as what this is going to be, what the level of commitment is going to be here. Because if you are starting to have feelings for me, but you're really longing to get back with your ex, if y'all history is so strong that you want to get back to that, I can't be mad at you. If that's what you want. You know what I mean? You know, my ego can kick in and I can be like, well, you know what I mean? She want to kick it with that nigga and blah, blah, blah. I can let my ego get in the way, but more than likely I wouldn't do that. And it's not because my ego ain't big, but it's because I understand some things. I've also been on the receiving end of somebody not being able to start a relationship or really get into a relationship deeply because they were still worried about what I was doing and trying to get back with me. So I can imagine how whoever was trying to get with them was feeling. So it's not really fair. But if it's not a situation where you're trying to get back with your ex, but you may still just have feelings for your ex, I don't think that would stop you from falling in love with somebody else and moving forward with that. You know, there might still be a smoldering fire burning, a smoldering fire. Let's not say it's burning, but let's say a smoldering fire from your ex, but you may be really putting in twigs, logs, lighter fluid, and accelerant to make love with me or whoever you're dealing with really, really burn hot. Or should I say burn warm and cozy? We can't always let our jealousy and possessiveness take center stage. And I know for some people, it sounds ridiculous not to do that. I get it. I 100% get it. But if we're going to start calling ourselves adults, if we're going to start calling ourselves grown-ups, then we have to deal with grown-up situations. And a grown-up situation is one that understands that just because you are ready to move on and get serious with somebody else doesn't mean that you don't still harbor intimate or emotional feelings for where you have been in your past. That's what an adult must do. That's what I'm thinking anyway. But I'd like to hear from y'all. You know, I mean, what do y'all think about the situation? You know, dealing with somebody who's still in love with their ex. Now, if they're not willing to get into you, if they're not giving you a chance, if they're still keeping you at arm's length, if they're being standoffish with you, if they're not letting you in, if they're not communicating with you, if they're not really bringing you into the fold and really trying to make something happen here, if it's a situation where you find yourself consistently having to try to talk them into you, then it might be best for you to let them go ahead and handle their feelings. But here go the thing. Here's the thing. This might be somebody that you really dig. And so if you tell somebody, all right, listen, I think you need to handle the situation with your ex and then come back to me. Don't tell somebody to go ahead and handle their business and then come back to you and then get mad when they come back to you. Don't start getting all, well, you know, oh, so I'm second best because you know it didn't work out with your ex. He still did that same stupid shit that made y'all break up all those times and whatever, and now you want to come crying back to me. Oh, well, hold on. You said to go handle that situation and make sure that it was final. So that's what I did. Now I'm coming back to you because I was starting to have feelings for you too, and those feel just like my ex, just like I never left. I'm lost feelings for my ex. I didn't lose feelings for you either, and I'm glad things didn't work out with my ex, and I was hoping that they would work out with you. But now you telling me that I can't spin the block where you told me to spin the block on. What we talking about? What we doing? What we doing? I know I watched this situation. I watched this situation play out. Growing up, I didn't understand the seriousness of it until I became an adult and had to really start looking at situations like this. But you know, like my mom and my dad were together for more than 20 years. They were together for at least 20, I'm going to say about 20, 21 years, 22 years, something like that. They got divorced after about 22 years. And so, in my opinion, my dad married a woman that he didn't really love, to be honest with you. I don't know how deep his feelings were for my mom, but to stay with a woman for 2 decades, I'm thinking something must be there, especially since they were not enemies when they broke up. It wasn't that kind of divorce. It was more of a situation where it was like, with everything that's happened, there's no way that we can be together anymore. But it doesn't mean that I don't love you and you don't love me. It don't mean that. But it's time for us to move on. So I watched two adults have to act like adults. But like I said, I saw my dad marry a woman that I'm not sure he was in love with. And I watched my mom marry a man that I know she was in love with. However, she never fell out of love with my dad. So I had to watch my stepdad, who knew my mom and her feelings towards her ex-husband, and also deal with what came from her ex-husband, which was me and my two sisters. So I watched another grown man have to pick up the pieces, even though my two sisters were older and getting ready to leave the nest. You know what I mean? He still had to deal with a situation where where the father of his woman's children was going to be coming around, was going to be involved, and he was going to have to deal with the fact that, yeah, she don't hate her ex-husband. So she might love her ex-husband. I don't know if he had to deal with that, but shoot, he had enough on his plate. He had enough on his plate. And who's to say that he wasn't still in love with his ex-woman, his ex-wife, or whatever? Who's to say? Who's to say? So it shaped my view of what the possibilities are in love in a different way than other people may have experienced. And I'm not saying that that makes me more astute or more experienced or smarter than anybody else, but it gave me a different perspective and it gave me a different outlook. Seeing those looks, getting those looks gave me a different outlook. So that's my experience. What about yours? What about those possibilities? Do you think that you could deal with a situation where your ex, I'm sorry, where the woman or the man that you are trying to get it popping with, starting to love or already are in love with, do you think that you could deal with a situation where they may be still in love with their ex, even if they are not the type to try to go back and grab that relationship back, or not the type to try to cheat, or basically have their cake and eat it too? So trust probably is a big factor in this whole thing. But do you think you could do it? Or have you been here before? I know somebody within the sound of my voice has said, yeah, he or she was still in love with their ex, and I couldn't deal with it. So I told them to go ahead with that. Because I need somebody that's 100% into me. Into me. So you know how they say you can't bring baggage. You can't bring past baggage into a new situation, which is a goddamn lie. You don't bring nothing but baggage into your new situation, because your baggage is you. You are a big 100 and something pounds, 200 pounds, 300, 400 pounds of baggage. Everything that went in your eyes, mouth, ears, and nose is part of you. So if you saw it, if you smelled it, if you touched it, if you heard it, if you tasted it, it's a part of you. And you're not going to be able to just wipe that shit clean like it ain't nothing. This is not a movie. This is, how like on the movies and on TV, everybody's all pretty women and handsome men, they slate be totally clean. They ain't got nobody, super single. And the movies on TV, all they have to deal with is each other. They don't have nothing else to deal with. Well, in real life, you got to deal with somebody, baby mom, baby dad, or they ex that got locked up, or somebody that they broke up with not that long ago, even though it may have been a good while ago, 6 months, a year. They might not be totally over them. And even if they are over them physically, they might not be over them emotionally, in the form of they still have trust issues because of their past ex. They still have believability issues because of their ex. They still have traumatization issues because of their ex. Man, you know what? Fuck this. I got this Allegra right here. I got a right chump. I'm about to pop this shit. I can't deal. Shit's getting in the way. And I haven't had any real problems with my allergies Since I went back and grabbed my oregano oil. Oregano oil. Um, Care Bear says, my ex had residual feelings with his baby mom. I told him to go. He stayed, but I always felt it. Interesting. But see, that's the problem. The feelings aren't the problems. It's when you know that they will act on those feelings. That's different. That's different. See, when somebody hasn't physically let go, that's the real problem. Now, you might have to deal with the emotional part that they haven't let go because it's still a part of them, and they may be looking for the same behaviors in you, negative and positive, that they had with their ex. So that can get in the way. But if they haven't physically let go, and let me make sure that everybody understands what I mean by physically letting go. What I mean by, if your person that you're dealing with hasn't physically let go of their ex, it means that they are just ready and willing to act on the feelings that they still have. That they're ready to act on the feelings of love that they still have for their ex. So as soon as they ex, give them an opportunity, even if it's just like, well, listen, I know we ain't together no more, but you can still come over here and get this dick, or you can get some ass. You know what I mean? Let's just have one for the road. So if you have the kind of ex that will, I mean, if you're dealing with a person that will still act on those kind of things, that they haven't fully physically let go. So yeah, that's a big problem. That's a big problem. But if it's like, no, I've been there, done that. I hope the best for them. I hope that everything always works out for them in their life. But ain't gonna be none of that. K-Bear says, because of that, when I encountered a similar situation again, I straight up asked, if you still want that person, let me know. I'll understand, but I don't want to share. Fair. Fair. I mean, you can't be fairer than that. And that's keeping the lines of communication open. That's being understanding. Number one, like, listen, I understand. I mean, y'all had something that I hope that me and you will have together, but evidently we don't have what you and them had, you and that other person had, unless maybe even when you were with that person, maybe you still had feelings for another person that you used to mess with. I don't know. But trust is a big thing when it comes to this. It's a big thing. This ain't nothing to play with. Okay, Care Bear says ex-boyfriend, not ex-husband. Okay. And she says, in the end, I broke up with him. They are together now. I guess you did the right thing. You might be the one that got away now. But if he's where he wants to be, then I mean, more power to him, I guess, right? Yeah, but this is not an easy situation for everybody to deal with. You got to be you have to be pretty adulthood evolved in order to really get a good grasp on this concept and on this situation. Because other than that, like if you have maturity issues and insecurity issues, yeah, this is going to break you. You're going to wind up being mad at somebody for still being in love with somebody else, or being mad, or you're going to be mad at somebody for still having feelings for somebody else. Unfortunately, sometimes we do deal with immature people, less evolved people, unevolved people who actually want you to be mad and hateful of anybody and everybody that you've ever dealt with. I've seen it happen. And they'll be mad at you if you ain't mad. If you ain't mad at your ex, some people are going to be mad at you. Your current might be mad at you because you ain't mad at them. Your ex. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot to digest, quite a bit to swallow when you know for a fact that you may not have somebody's totally undivided attention. But it's not always that way. You may have their undivided attention. You just don't have their erased memory. And it might not be realistic or even fair for you to ask somebody to forget everything that has happened to them, everything they've been through, everything that everybody that they've been with. Why do you need that anyway? You trying to build a bear? You trying to Mr. Potato Head that chick? Mr. Potato Head. I don't know. Sometimes I really think that we watch too many movies and TV, man. You know what I mean? I think that we watch too many movies and TV because people really be in that fantasy world about, listen, I can be whatever you want me to be. I would never tell a woman that I could be whatever she wanted me to be. I can be what I am. And I will guarantee you that that's what I'll be. And hopefully you are attracted to what I am because that's what you're going to get. No, I can't be him. I can't be him. I can't do what he does. I don't even want to do what he does. Him, or none of them niggas do. So hopefully you want to shop at my store because I have the products that you want and that you need. But ain't gonna be no Big Mac sold at this Burger King, and ain't gonna be no Wendy's sold at this McDonald's. So you come here. If you come to McDonald's, be ready to get a Big Mac or a quarter pounder or double cheeseburger or something like that. If you go to when you go to Wendy's, be ready to get a single or double or triple. Maybe it's a frosty. You go to Burger King, be ready to get a junior Whopper, double Whopper, incredible. What they call it? What's the vegan Whopper they got? The incredible, amazing, impossible Whopper. I think they call it. Something like that. Yeah, TV and the movies will have you. I saw a video before, and I remember this video online. It was on social media. It got a bunch of views. They had this girl on there, and she was telling her man, she put on a lot of different outfits and makeup and wigs and shit like that. She was saying, I can be any woman you want me to be. All you have to do is let me know what you want tonight, and I can be that. And I was thinking to myself, like, it sound good. And it got a lot of views, and I understood what she was trying to say. But I also understood what she couldn't say and was not saying. Because if you're dealing with somebody who doesn't want you for who you are, naturally, you got a problem. Because I think that that would be a big job to try to be some type of fantasy or fetish that somebody wants all the goddamn time. So tonight I need you to be Little Kim, the old Little Kim. Green wigs, pink wigs, blue wigs, all that little dumb shit. Then tonight, then the next night, I need you to be Missy Elliott. Then another night after that, I need you to be Keisha Cole or Mary J. Blige or Foxy Brown or Sexy Red or Cardi B. What the fuck? Like I said, I get it. I get what she was trying to say. She was trying to say, I can be the woman that you want, no matter who that woman is. I'm here. I'm that. Well, you shouldn't have to do that. Make them shop at your store. If they shopped at their ex's store, they ain't trying to get their ex to be like you. and they still in love with their ex, right? I mean, real shit. If they ain't trying to get their ex to be like you, then why would you volunteer to be like their ex? You know your ego can't take that. You know we don't want to do that. This good. This is real good. Yummy. Care Bear says, I'm the one that got away. He admitted it a few weeks ago. Our connection was strong. I told him, stay where you are, that I wish them the best. My feet are firmly planted right where they are. Sounds to me like you told him, stay shopping at that store you've been shopping at. They got the products that you need, that you want, and that you've been using already. You don't need no new products. You don't need no new products. Don't shop it. Don't go shopping at this other store. You don't need to have to try to get used to this. Care Bear also says, I'm not doing all of that. Fuck that. I'm me plus growth. That's it. I mean, I feel you. But like I said, and you may have seen, if you watch reels and shorts on social media, you probably seen it. She was like a brown skinned chick, kind of thick. It was a cute video. But like I said, I understood what she was trying to say, also understood what she wasn't saying outright. But I think that a man and a woman could probably make it through this situation if they understand that one or both of the parties still having feelings for their ex doesn't have to get in the middle or in the way of the new feelings that they have for someone new that they're dealing with. Like my feelings for my ex or my baby mom or my ex-husband or wife is not going to pull me down or hold me back from getting something established with you. That's what needs to be communicated. And if that's not what is being or will be communicated, that's when you're going to have the biggest problem. That's when you're going to have a lot to work out. That's when the problems start to kick in and you're not winning. You're not feeling like a winner. That's when everything is falling apart. It's like war of the words, war of the worlds. Yeah, the men are against the girls, and this not working out the way it's supposed to be. And I think that we need to communicate better. I know that I've been down with you like a submarine, trying to get my slate clean. Yeah, I had a little thing back in the past. I had a couple of kids, but I'm done with that. Are you? Are you through? Can we take one and make two and make the two become one? We can have fun with each other. We are closer than sister and brother. You couldn't get a piece of floss in between us. That's how close we are. You understand what stars you and me. Yeah. We about to get on about it here though. Yo, man. I just wanted to holler at y'all about this topic. I really did. I wanted to holler at y'all about this topic. You know what I mean? Listen, this is something I need y'all to do for me. If you're still here, for those of y'all who don't comment on the live stream, throw some comments in the, when you go back and watch the show, throw a little comment. You know what I mean? Throw a little comment. I always respond back. Always hit the like or the heart. You know what I mean? Just show a little support. Hit the like button. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious all this. November 24th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Tanya Davis. Happy birthday to you. And also, my girl lives across the street from my mama. She like my mom's third daughter, Erica in Kennard Allen, turning 48 years old today. And also, Kathy Horn. Happy birthday to you. And last but not least, my girl, Michelle Robinson, turning 57 years old today. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious November 24th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on into the damn, the rock out, rock on into the damn, rock out, rock on into the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, if they still in love with their ex, it doesn't mean that they're not in love with you. If they still in love with their ex, it doesn't mean that they're not in love with you. And it doesn't mean that the love that they may have for you or be in love with you with is not stronger than the one that they have with their ex. Just know that you are currently not next. You can be there. And I hope that you will be. So, if it's worth it in the situation, give that shit a fighting chance. Don't let your ego and your pride keep you from having something that's decent just because you think that that somebody else had something better than you had before, way before that you had it, than when you had it. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another daily, Urban Therapy with Sun show. And remember, tomorrow on the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we will be taking calls live. We will be able to take the calls live because remember, I was telling you that tomorrow we'll do the show with the phone, baby. With the phone, baby. All right. So I want y'all to have a good night. No exceptions. And I'll see y'all tomorrow at 1, hopefully. And if I don't, then I'm not talking to y'all because that means y'all in love with y'all other shows. Make sure y'all hit the like button, share the show, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. One love, y'all. Be safe. Peace.